I'm gonna do it. Oh boy, I'm really gonna do it. By now, you've read the title, seen the thumbnail, so you know what it is. But I'm gonna tell you anyway. I am going to write a musical every single month. And at the very least, I am going to do this for 15 months. So that means from the end of this month, which is March 2025 at the time of posting, to June of next year, 2026. And you may ask yourself, why? Why am I doing this? Why am I taking most of my free time when I'm not teaching piano lessons to write 15 musicals in 15 months? Why 15 months specifically? What will these musicals be about? What sort of content will be put out? Will I release the music to these shows? I will answer all these questions to the best of my ability coming up right now. I'm also playing a gig in Brooklyn at the end of this month, so if you want to hear more about that, stick to the end and I'm gonna tell you more. But for now, I'm Madeline Sky and I'm writing musicals. Da 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 da. So why? Why am I putting myself under the pressure of writing a musical every month? I have been slowly and not so surely writing a bunch of different projects at the same time for years. My goal was eventually, once I'd be done with all these, I'd have a ton of new stuff under my belt. The problem with that, until that mythical date where all the pieces fall into place and I have drafts for each of these musicals done, for which I never set any deadlines, I pretty much have nothing to show for. Now, that's not entirely true. I did a showcase for the musical I worked on during my master's at Berklee, NYC.
I'll fly into the dark, dark night. I'll paint the, I'll paint the, and I'll paint the, and I'll paint the, I'll paint the sun, and the redbird singing softly, and the sky became an aurora borealis.
I have videos of those performances, which I can share, but that writing group split up, so that's all I have there. I have written standalone musical theater songs that have been performed at various gigs and at the Curtain Up showcase at Berklee College of Music.
So I'm taking a smile, the pop final figure that she gave you with the pinky swear, and friends forever. I'm taking a smile for your own.
I have a musical that I worked on years ago in college about ants.
Because we're just a bunch of ants, just a bunch of ants, just a bunch of ants. We're just a bunch of ants, a bunch of lonely ants looking for some friends.
And I have a short musical that I composed for my sister's college comedy group.
Nuns, 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 nuns on jet skis.
But none of these, except for maybe the Nuns on Jet Skis, really function as a full narrative musical right now. Either there were never completed drafts, or there were but we stopped working together, or in a lot of my cases, I just didn't hold myself accountable to finishing the project, with a very notable exception. In February of 2023, I participated in a 48-hour musical festival at Berklee College of Music as a writer and as the music director for my group. We met our groups on a Saturday. The writers worked all day coming up with a draft. I prepared scores overnight. We then rehearsed the music and the directors blocked the whole thing on Sunday, and Sunday night we performed the whole thing. I got 0 hours of sleep. It was the most productive I have ever been. I was so proud of what my writing collaborators, Jaina and Ingrid, and I were able to create in such a short period of time. The show was called Ghost in the Backseat. A runaway girl named Emily finds a dead body in a Denny's parking lot, flees to find the ghost, Maeve, already sitting in her car. The two spend the duration of the show trying to figure out and unpack their baggage and to determine who killed Maeve.
This is why I died. A stupid drunk decision. The reason that I died is because I called someone who didn't know me.
Ghost in the Backseat was 17 minutes long and honestly, really good. So truthfully, my goal with writing these 15 musicals is to keep me as productive as I was when creating Ghost in the Backseat. I want to create short musicals between 15 and 20 minutes that keep the plot concise and the music specific and meaningful. Another goal I have with this project is to collaborate with more writers. Many of my good friends and acquaintances are also musical theater creatives, and I would love the chance to work with them. It's an interesting challenge to give myself to see how I work with different people and to make even more connections. Why 15? And what are they about? So this part is really interesting to me. The reason I'm writing 15 musicals in 15 months is actually because of genre. When I was in the drama bookshop in New York a few weeks ago, I picked up a book called The Anatomy of Genre by John Trugby. I started reading it and found it to be one of the most interesting takes on storytelling I'd ever seen. In this book, screenwriter John Trugby breaks down what he claims to be the 14 essential genres that all stories fit into. He talks about themes and all the necessary story beats in each of these genres. Trugby breaks down why different stories work and how moving around the story beats and taking elements from other genres can really elevate a story. Overall, the book is intended to be a lesson in screenplay writing, but I really want to try applying his principles to writing musicals. Trugby lists the 14 genres in order of complexity as follows: horror, action, myth, memoir, coming of age, science fiction, crime, comedy, western, gangster, fantasy, thriller, detective, and love. Each month, I am going to read the chapter about each genre in order and write a new short musical in that genre, using the story beats and references outlined in the book to guide my storytelling. I'm also initially going to limit myself to 4 characters total, to force myself to really think outside the box. Now, you may be thinking, hey, I'm able to count. 14 genres does not equal 15 musicals. And you would be right. I'm giving myself a freebie for the first one, just to really get into the swing of things and find my footing. I'm going to take prompts from polls I do on social media to write the first musical. When and how? So when am I going to post these and how am I going to do it? This video will be posted on Wednesday, March 5th, and the writing process will start the day after. My next video will be the evening on Saturday, March 8th, which will be my first video in the writing process. I will be posting videos on Wednesday mornings and Saturday evenings every week. The first 2 weeks of each musical cycle will be chronicling the writing process. I will introduce you to the plot, the characters, and some of the music. The third week, I will be producing demos and other show materials, as well as a miscellaneous theater-related video, either a story time or just my opinion on something theater-related. I don't know, that one will be a bit of a palate cleanser from the regular writing content. Something like this. The last week we'll be preparing the video. That's right. If this weren't ambitious enough, I am going to produce a video in some form or another of these performances. Most likely, this will mean me and my friends filming ourselves from home and me editing that together. My reference for what I'm doing with this technologically is Star Kids Nightmare Time series. Although that was on Zoom and I don't know if I'm going to do that on Zoom, I still have time to figure this out. I also do plan on releasing the music from these shows. That probably won't happen immediately as I take my time to make sure that the audio recordings are as perfect as they can be, but I will release them on streaming as EPs for sure. Anyways, I'm so excited to get started on this 15-month-long endeavor, and I hope you are too. I will post polls regarding prompts for the first musical here and on my Instagram, so do subscribe and follow me there. Let's have some fun. Oh, and that thing about the gig, I will be playing a show in Berklee, New York on March 27th. I'm playing Breaking Sound at the pinkFROG Cafe. All original songs focusing on musical theater. If you want to come check it out, the ticket link is in the description below. Once again, my name is Madeline Sky, and I'm writing musicals. See you next time.
There was a time when I cried all night, couldn't sleep till I got things right back in my head.